everyone, welcome to NeoUnrealist. Come on already. Even beyond the grave, this Epstein story continues to amaze me with just the sheer level of shenanigans going on. You know, one of the questions people were asking for the past few weeks is, where is the late Jeffrey Epstein's bestie, procurer and friend of the Clintons, Ghislaine Maxwell? You know, a story came out saying that she was lying low in Massachusetts at her boyfriend's mansion. Then, strangely, 5 days ago, on August 15th, out come these pictures in the New York Post. Then the next day in the New Yorker, showing Ghislaine Maxwell eating alone in the outdoor seating area of a Los Angeles In-N-Out burger. You know, an In-N-Out burger of all places. And they purported to have been taken on August 12th, I believe. Now, she's supposedly been spotted on August 12th by a fellow patron at the In-N-Out burger joint. You know, the story goes that he asks her, "Oh, are you Ghislaine Maxwell?" And she answers in the affirmative for some bizarre reason, instead of just, saying no or leaving. But anyway, remember, this is one of the most wanted people in America, you know, with regards to the public fervor, to see that she pays for her part in the whole Epstein mess. This is not someone who I think wants to be identified in public. And she's supposedly unable to travel openly or show her face anywhere. I mean, such is the danger that she would be in because of this story. But, when she's recognized at a public place, somehow we're expected to believe that she cops to being who she is and just sits there while this guy snaps pictures of her. Then some other questions started getting asked, like, if she's eating alone, why are there 2 soft drinks, with lids on the table and no straws visible anywhere? Why is the food uneaten? Who goes to a fast food joint, gets their food, and then doesn't eat it, in lieu of reading a book? The dog at her feet, I mean, that does not look like Ghislaine Maxwell's dog. I mean, here's a picture of her boyfriend walking her dog, not even close. So at first, people dismissed this as a lot of, the usual kind of, quote, conspiracy theory thinking, that surrounds every facet of the Epstein case. Well, I mean, that is until, pulling on these threads, the Daily Mail uncovered some stranger anomalies that just could not be explained. In one photo being called the candid photo, Maxwell is wearing reading glasses and her face looks, appropriately wrinkled and lined for a woman in her late 50s. Yet in the angle used by the New York Post, the reading glasses are on the table, and Maxwell's face has undergone a miraculous transformation. They're calling it the makeover shot, where the wrinkles and lines on her face have all but disappeared, and her disheveled hair has been fixed or adjusted. I mean, so what was she doing? Posing for the supposed rando stranger who is suddenly in her face with his cell phone camera just snapping pics of her? I mean, did the laws of physics cease to exist on her face in that brief span of time in between photos, to remove 2 decades worth of aging in between snapshots? I mean, then someone at the Daily Mail noticed that, the bus stop shelter in the background has a movie poster for a film called Good Boys that opened last Friday. Well, the company responsible for the advertising space on that particular bus shelter next to that particular In-N-Out burger says it has no record of any movie poster for the film Good Boys ever being put up there. Outfront Media says that according to their records, a poster advertising Providence St. Joseph's Medical Center has been displayed at that bus shelter since July 28th and continues to be there to this day. They keep meticulous records. They had company employees check the logs and even sent people out to the site to physically check the bus shelter, and they confirmed that there is no evidence that the Good Boys poster was ever posted there, and that it remains, as their records indicate, an advertisement for Providence St. Joseph's Medical Center. Now, this is what the Daily Mail newspaper came up with. They say that they also have examined the metadata for the photos and found some interesting information. The metadata, the tags on the photo showing the information about the rights to the photo, it was supposed to belong to some rando Los Angeles guy, who snapped her pictures with a cell phone camera. But the metadata on the photos is tagged with the name Meadowgate. Remember this, the metadata shows you that the information about the rights to the photograph, so it just so happens that Ghislaine Maxwell's close friend and attorney, Leah Safian, is president of an entity named, get this, Meadowgate Media Investments, Inc., according to public records. So, the metadata on the photos says Meadowgate. Ghislaine Maxwell's friend and lawyer owns Meadowgate Media Investments. And to top it off, to further cement the connection between the photos and Leah Safian, the owner of Meadowgate, the dog at Ghislaine Maxwell's feet is none other than Leah Safian's own dog named Dexter. Now, how do we know this? Because Dexter has his own Facebook and Instagram pages. I am not making this up. Safian made Facebook and Instagram pages for a freaking dog. Well, there he is on her Instagram. There's his image on her profile. So there he is. Here he is in the photos. We have the photo that was actually provided to the New York Post and the New Yorker, was presented with metadata that says, Meadowgate, the media investment company run by Leah Safian, which, as I mentioned, is Ghislaine Maxwell's friend and lawyer. The movie poster on it that did not exist at that location, if you look at the picture, on the purported date of the picture, which is August 12, 2019. So clearly, the movie poster in the picture is photoshopped. Ghislaine Maxwell's face has been photoshopped, as from one moment to the next, she goes from frumpy woman, not even a decade away for eligibility for Social Security and Medicare, to a glam shot. The consensus theory for the pictures now seems to be that the photos are, the base photo is real, but that it was taken some time ago, perhaps a couple of years ago. Safian's dog in the photo and the two drinks hint that these are pictures that Safian already had, in her possession or lying around, somewhere in her phone or computer or wherever, with Ghislaine Maxwell. Maybe they went out to that In-N-Out Burger, it's her in a public place. So the meaning of the photoshopping of the movie poster was to date the photo to now, using a movie that just released in theaters last Friday, Good Boys, to lend it the credibility and to show Ghislaine Maxwell that she was in Los Angeles, carefree, outside, not a worry in the world, and used the movie poster to, add to the illusion that she was out recently. So just think about this. What does this mean? These pictures, they ran with an entire fake news interview with the supposed picture taker in the New York Post, with quotes and everything, indicating that as far as the Post knew, this was a guy who saw Maxwell out somewhere, interacted with her, and took her picture. Those details, those quotes that they had in the original story, have since been pulled from later editions of the story. So is this a big, in and of itself, is this a big deal? Well, not really. It's just another instance of fake news, right? I mean, but it is indicative of everything else in the Epstein case. How much of that is fake? If this woman, who is a secondary figure in the Epstein story, could pull off getting this fake news into the papers, in the magazine, this propaganda, this fake news, and make people believe she was on the other side of the country in L.A., when she was really hiding out in Massachusetts in her boyfriend's mansion, if this small, nothing little detail, they took that much trouble to try to pull that fake off, what else in the Epstein story has been faked and manipulated and put out there as misinformation? That's all for this NeoUnrealist. Do me a favor, if you want to help the channel out, hit like for this video, write a comment below, hit the subscribe button if you're not subbing the channel already, hit the notification bell and set it to all if you want to keep up with newer content. If you want to go the extra step and show support for the channel more directly by tossing your hard-earned dollars and shekels into the till, follow the links below to Subscribe Star or PayPal, or if you watch this on BitChute, just use the green tip pledge button on the video player. that aside, I mean, the fact that you've sat through another installment of the Epstein story, the bizarre Epstein story, and went so far as to endure the money-grubbing capitalist portion of the video, gotta say I'm impressed. You truly are a diehard. Thanks for watching.